Hey Firewood friends, Mike with K&L Firewood, and dare I say, it's chilly. It's windy today and this morning, and I got long sleeves on, man. So I got a few more totes the other day, 28 altogether. That's what I ended up getting. You know, I didn't really need them, but there again, I hate to say no, so we've got them. So with the chill in the air, I think people are starting to get the mindset of having campfires and things in the evening, because I came home from work and we sold the $75 rack, the half a face cord, and one small stack here. I don't know if you can tell or not, but my firewood stand is kind of leaning to the right. So I'm gonna need to rebuild that here. And I guess I'm gonna look for your suggestions. Seems like every time I do a project here, I do something and then get 1,000 comments about I should have done this or should have done that. And I'm like, well, yeah, I should have. So I'm gonna wait for your comments about what I should do for a firewood stand. I kind of want to make a bigger one to put in more bundles and more of these small stacks. I don't know, there's several on YouTube or the internet. So I don't know, just something that you guys have done maybe in your stand that really works well. I'd like to hear about that. Let me know, leave it down in the comments. So for today, what I want to do and what I'm gonna do might be two different things. I have to mow the yard today. It's a must. I gotta move these IBCs. And I need to get back out here and start processing some of this boiler wood. If you remember, all this area here was filled with this limbwood and tree service stuff, and I've started to clean it up. I'm making my way towards the road. I'm making some decent progress, but this stuff is really not a whole lot of fun to cut and process. It's limbwood basically. It's all dry as a bone, man. It's gonna burn, you know, right now. But it's just, you gotta get in here, you gotta handle darn near every piece. I don't know, it's just not my favorite thing to do, I guess, but I need to get it done. I got a guy who wants a lot of it, 10 trailer loads. Plus, we'll go through 30 face cords burning this winter. So I'm sure I've got enough between what I've already got cut, plus what I can get done here in the next, you know, couple months before the weather turns really bad. I mean, it's August. It's not gonna turn bad for several months, but in any event, I think I can come up with enough wood for him and for us, and probably some extra. So that's one thing I need to do today. So mow the yard, make boiler wood. And what I'd love to do is come out here and grab a few of these logs and process them for bulk firewood and bundle wood. That's easier, it's fun and it's easy. You come out here with the tractor, grab one with a grapple, go over there, cut it up with a chainsaw. That's all laying on the ground right there. Put it on the log lift, split it up, move to the next log. It's not like that boiler wood out there. What I'd like to do is, in that half face cord rack out by the road, is put in some of this wood that we just split the other day. But I get the moisture meter out here and see what the moisture is. These logs are super old when we process them. Probably 2 years they've been sitting there. And you can tell, you know, they're already kind of gray on the outside just from sitting in log form. So while I don't think they're completely dry or as dry as some other wood I have maybe here in the yard, I want to test this to see how dry it is, and then we can see how much of this will fit in that half face cord rack. See how much wood actually goes into these non-stacked crates. So I might as well split some firewood, right? You guys are gonna be upset if I do that? I've got this set up a little differently than before. I had just had 2 totes before. Now I've got the 4 totes with the center almost directly below the end of the conveyor there. Now I couldn't do it in the center because then those crates there would have got into the conveyor belt. So I couldn't go back too much further. So we'll just have to see, let those maybe fill up and start shoving pieces over here. See how this works. I don't know, I'm still tweaking. And then we have our 2 boiler crates here ready to go. Our pine is fine crate and our bundle grade. This is some of the pieces I brought off of the table that were cookies that need to be processed into boiler wood. And then whatever's on the ground over there is still decent stuff we just need to process. So I'm gonna go get some fuel, get the keys, get this started up, and probably the moisture meter, and we'll get busy. Thanks for coming by. Stick with us. So here's the deal. I've got the splitter keys, I've got some fuel, and I've got a moisture meter. Now I like that top test meter, but I can't put my hands on it. I'm not sure where it is. I've got 3 moisture meters. This is my least favorite and the only one I can find. So I guess I'm blessed to have 3 of them, or I would be out of luck. So while we're headed out to the wood yard, we're gonna grab some of these totes, and the way my mind works, I'll probably get half of these put over there and have to go on to something else. Okay, we got all these moved out here to the area I was just showing you where I had cleaned up. So there's 22 here, and I had 28 altogether. The others I've moved back over there. They had the plastic bottoms. I like those a lot. I'll get you a close-up and show you what I mean. But there's one other thing I was gonna do today I need to show you. You all have seen my tote cemetery out there in the woods, and you all made comments on it, so I'm trying to come up with ideas on how to get rid of these. Now I have taken several and cut in half and then affixed them to a skid, and then I was putting boiler wood in them, and the weeds are taking over, but they're not going to be out here that much longer. And I thought that was going to be a pretty good solution, and it really is. But my mind was around the fact that, hey, maybe these totes aren't going to be as accessible in the future as they are currently. But now I've got kind of a plethora, so now I'm going to go back to using the wire crates instead of cutting up some of these bladders. So now I'm back to getting rid of these bladders. And I've heard guys say, you know, you can sell them for $5 or $10 a piece, or even the totes themselves. They're all over Facebook Marketplace around here for $50 a piece. And to be honest, I've put them on Marketplace for $50, and I don't even get an inquiry about them. So I don't think people want them as much as what we think they do. I mean, Firewood guys might want them, especially if they're free, but I don't think too many guys are paying $50 for them. I might drop my price on Facebook and see what the sweet spot is there, but I'm not really interested in getting rid of a bunch of them either. Anyway, back to these bladders. The 765 guys have told me, the Wooden Yard junkie has told me, and Outside in the 608 has told me that you can give these things away for free on Facebook. I don't know. We're going to try. So I showed you the other day that this crate here is kind of semi-retired until I get it fixed. But what I think I'm going to do is put probably 3 of those on there, and then just take them up front by the road and put a free sign on them. And then, you know, post that on Marketplace and see if anybody wants to come get some free totes. So maybe it's not Bill Moon quality, but anyway, they're labeled free. I'll get them put on Facebook and let you guys know how it works out. The next thing we're going to get done here is split up the little bit of boiler wood I have here. I have a crate here of boiler wood. Get those 2 crates out of the way. Try to get this little bit here split. I've got a few pieces in that crate. Not very long. We're not gonna be at this too long. I've had 2 phone calls this morning, both for firewood. First lady asked what a rick was. I told her 140. That's my price on a rick, 140. And she said, we're talking about, you know, 4 foot by 8 foot, right? I said, yeah, 16 inches by 48 inches by 96 inches. Okay, just calling around getting prices. I'll call you back. Roger that. Other guy calls. How much for a couple ricks? I said, well, I'm 140 a rick picked up or 250 a mile delivered. He said, 140 a rick? I said, yes. He said, boy, that's gone up. I said, I'll have to call around. Okay, it's fine. Calm down. Everybody calm down. Yes, it's $140 a rick. Are there people around selling it for 50 and 60 bucks a truckload? Yes. Are they going to be out in about 2 weeks? Yes. It's August, I don't know, 17th or 18th, something like that. It's supposed to be 90 next week, for Pete's sakes. We're not even close to fall, even though today is nice and cool. We're not even really close to fall. Relax. Those $50 and $60 a pickup load, junk wood, they're going to be gone in 2 weeks. Sit tight on your 100, 120, 140, whatever your price happens to be. Sit tight. I think it'll sell. Hope I'm giving you good advice. You know, I've sold out every year. I've never had a whole bunch of wood anyway, but whatever my price is, I've sold out every year. So I think you will too. Don't jump at the gun. Don't sell it for less than it's worth. You've got time, money, energy in it. Sit tight. It's not a race to the bottom. That's my economics lesson for the day. You're welcome. All right, that's one small crate down. There wasn't too many pieces in there. I had the camera on, it was like 8 minutes. But I turned the camera on, I let the splitter warm up, blah, blah, blah. Didn't take very long. This one's gonna take a little longer because they're a little bigger, but we'll get those knocked out right quick. And for those of you that were super observant in the new tool in the woodyard video, right here it is. It's a CS271T Echo, a top handle, which is going to come in real handy out there when I'm cutting up all that limb wood I showed you earlier. That's what I've been using it for. I don't even think I've got a full tank through it yet, so I'll give you a good rundown once I run it through its paces. So sorry, but I've got to stop and talk to you about this again. This happens all the time. And every time it happens, I think, oh, I should have got that on tape. and I never stopped to do it. But so that crate is all old stuff, and to me it just looks like boiler wood. But you get it over to a single knife machine like the Axis, and you certainly make some, you know, boiler wood that's got these nasty things on it that nobody's going to buy. But you also get some decent firewood sticks out of it. Now I know that piece happened to be pine, but that happens all the time. You get a piece that doesn't look so great, and you start, you know, cutting it off, and the inside of it looks awesome. You just cut it up and make bulk firewood out of it. If it was run through a, you know, even a 4-way machine or a 6-way machine or certainly a box wedge, you don't get to pick and choose. You just, if it looks like boiler wood when you put it on, it gets pushed through and it's boiler wood when it comes out the other end. You don't get to grade that nice stuff out of there, or the bad stuff. You know, sometimes you have really nice looking rounds and you cut into it and it's nasty on the inside. So it happens both ways, but there's so many times when I come over here and have a junk piece on there that I think it's gonna be all boiler wood, and it makes some bulk firewood, or it even makes some bundle grade stuff. And anytime you make that higher grade stuff, it's more money. I don't know, it's just a benefit to single knife machines, especially that Axis. And one more reason why I just love that thing, man. Looks like the dogs decided to grace me with their presence. Hi, doggies. Little one is Rosie. This one's Rusty. Rusty will be 5 this year, I think. Won't you, Rusty? They like it out in the wood yard. They find sticks and other things to chew on. They don't like it when it gets loud, though. All right, let's grab a few pieces from, let's go with this one. Some of these bigger ones, maybe. And maybe before I brought them up here with a bunch of confidence, I should have taken the meter out there first. But like I said, these are just split the other day. These were pieces on top. We'll see what happens. Well, turn it on. 17%. Rot row, 21%. 24%. 19%. All right, that's before splitting it. So I think what we better do is not stack this in that half face cord area just yet. I don't think it's quite dry. I mean, obviously I didn't split it in half, and that's what the outside was reading. So let's hold off a little bit, and we'll just put some of our older stuff out there. All right, we got them back stocked up. And I was going to show you the difference of these totes. So like this is a metal bottom. Got these aluminum corners and runners on the bottom. And I'll show you a plastic one. And here are the plastic bottom ones. I kind of like these better, I guess, for a couple different reasons. Number one, I think they're going to last longer over time. And number two, I try to keep all of our bundle grade firewood in the ones with plastic bottoms because they sit up in the garage. And as I'm making bundles, you know, you got to sometimes move these things around. A lot of times it's at night, the kids are in bed. If it's the metal bottom and there's some weight to it and it's in the garage on the concrete and you scoot those around, it makes one heck of a racket. But these plastic ones are quiet as a mouse. I've got to mow this yard or I'm going to be looking for a divorce attorney. So that's what I'm going to do next. Probably won't be a whole lot of videoing of that. This isn't a yard mowing channel. Come on. And then hopefully we'll have some time to get back out here and do some splitting. But right now is mowing time. Okay guys, you saw me put 2 of these totes out earlier and one's already gone. So I guess I'll put another one out for free. Come get them. All right, so we're back this afternoon. We ended up getting the yard mowed and I'm just gonna run a few more of those rounds that we have left over there on the ground into this 4-way basket here. I'll set you up somewhere and you can watch that. It's not going to be a bunch of splitting here at the end of the video. I'll edit a bunch of it out and make it worth your time. So thanks so much for coming by. Appreciate y'all being here. Get busy because this stuff won't split itself. These things are awful empty. Maybe we should do that over here. Get busy because this stuff won't split itself.